Yo, the last time I spoke, this bard and his crew had just knocked off a Nilbog, the battle was through. They jacked all the shit, Tiddly Widdly was dead, but no rest for the weary, another battle instead. From the corner popped a mimic, then another for fun. All the party got some hits and the battle was won. Then the guard showed up, saw the shop was fucked. Marvin told the shop's owner, yo, I helped clean up. As the party
Let's go.
All right. And we are live. Yay.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Or viewers in general,
Yeah,
whatever.
Everyone.
Everybody. Welcome to our shit show. Where we pretend to be really, really good DMs. And talk about shit. This is our more casual show.
Yeah, I would say. Yeah.
Called Knights of the Tabletop, because why not?
Oh.
I don't want to hear myself.
I turned it off. I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I had to check my makeup.
You look lovely, darling.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yes. Okay. So yes, we are back with another episode of Knights of the Tabletop, which is currently a bi-weekly stream until we pick a really good day. I don't think it's ever going to happen though, but bi-weekly for now. If we want to do it weekly, then we got to pick a different day, because the other Tuesdays I do my stuff, my home group. So we'll see what happens.
Yep.
But yes, this is our second episode. So welcome. If this is your first time viewing in on us doing this bullshit. But yeah, I'm Hannah.
I was gonna say last time we did not introduce ourselves.
We're doing it now.
All right.
Yeah, I'm Hannah.
AKA Lancelot.
Yeah, Lancelot. Fucking asshole.
All right. I am Hobart, AKA the Friendly Dungeon Master, AKA Sturgis in our Sunday evening campaign.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm Percival, who I know absolutely nothing about, but I know
I love Percival.
All right, see, that's enough for me.
Yeah, he's the
plus
knight who gets the Holy Grail.
I wanted to balance out this side of the screen.
It's all for symmetry and feng shui.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I have a thing, matchy.
Yeah, I feel that. I do too.
All right.
I'm Jeremy, also playing Babarus Tiberius Snuffleupagus in our Sunday game. I'm also here as Gawain, who I've been recently informed is the oldest member of the Round Table. And I believe that makes me the oldest member of this group, period.
Yep. So far, at least.
That is a fair statement.
So far, at least. Maybe we can get one of those D&D grandmas.
That would be awesome.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah.
You know, there's that one lady on YouTube who plays Skyrim.
Oh, I love her.
Me too, Shirley Curly.
Yeah, she's so
amazing. Maybe we can get her to join.
Maybe.
Feel like you want to try D&D, Shirley Curly? But yeah, so we are here. We actually have a schedule today, which is awesome. And the very first thing on the schedule is a super inclusive, super awesome, super immersive. If you like D&D, it's immersive at least. Unboxing of a subscription box. So I'm gonna let JJ head this one. It is his box. So
Yeah. So real quick, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to I'm going to take the overlay off so that the focus can be on JJ, and I'm going to make his portrait bigger.
Yeah, you could
give me just
double
a moment.
click.
Well,
double click it.
There, I have to work with OBS too. So yeah, give me a moment.
Struggle.
Yeah, it is a struggle.
Struggle.
We'll make it work. Again, this is our less formal show.
Yeah.
Oh God, you're putting me on the big screen. No one wants to see that.
Well, it's happening, buddy.
I do. I'm putting you on the big screen here at home too.
I'm ready for my close-up, Mr. DeVille.
Oh, you look lovely.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna. All right, gotta get down, puppy.
So I guess I'll give a short backstory while Hobart adjusts our screen here. But my wife, for my birthday, has subscribed me to a couple of Loot Crate Dungeons and Dragons boxes, and I've gotten several of them. And I won't talk bad about the ones that I didn't enjoy, but the one I really did enjoy was the Dungeon in a Box, and I'll show that once he puts me on the big screen.
Yep, you're good.
We're good. So this here is the Dungeon in a Box. This was actually the last one I got, but when I opened this thing, I was kind of stoked because the first thing I saw were these, and I absolutely love Reaper Bones minis.
Ooh.
And there was not one, but there was two in there, and I was actually quite stoked. So one of these days, I'm actually going to learn how to paint these with some skill because right now I'm terrible at it. But some of the other stuff that came in here was actually interesting, and what was kind of cool about this whole thing, it's all pertaining to this one adventure that comes in here. Unlike some of the other ones I received were just like random stuff thrown into a box that was D&D related, but this one is actually a no kidding full adventure in this box. And this is something else that was really neat. They gave us these plastic minis for stand-ins for using for monsters, which was really cool. Yeah, I was actually pleasantly surprised when I saw these. I mean, the minis, the Reaper Bones were cool in themselves, but I mean, these things are definitely reusable, and I will play these on my home games. But this particular invention we got here was Caravan in Peril, and it's actually fairly in depth. I don't know how many pages this thing is. I haven't had a chance to run it yet, but yeah, it's 22 pages. The artwork in here is pretty phenomenal. Let's see by the. And it's got a whole bunch of required stat blocks and whatnot in it. And yeah, like I say, it was fairly interesting. Some more of the artwork there.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, that actually came out pretty good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
Like I say, some of the other stuff that was in here, they actually came out with full-size battle mats, which was like, oh, this is sweet.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, obviously you got the Caravan for the...
Oh, that is really cool.
Not to mention, it is also reversible.
Oh,
nice. With the Caravan missing,
and so like you could use that's not too specific. Like you could use that for
that's the other
different encounters.
Yeah, I would definitely reuse this over and over again. And they had some encounter trackers that came in here. What was the other cool thing that I saw? I had. Hang on one sec. So to use with those maps, they had these. Dungeon tiles that came with us, they had different terrain, pit traps, different caravans,
Are those plastic or cardboard?
These are cardboard.
Okay.
So, I had Ravage. Yeah, you could tell, but they're fairly.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, these are no joke. So, they had different caravans, runes and stuff. So, like I say, I was really impressed. I have yet to run this, but I have a feeling I'm really going to enjoy it. And shout out to Alan at Dungeon in the Box, who was actually hooking us up with a discount code. And hopefully we'll be able to give one of these away. Not necessarily a monthly subscription, but at least a 1 month so you guys can check it out for yourselves and just decide if you like it. Like I say, so far I'm really impressed. I think I'm actually going to run this probably this Saturday just to get it out of the way because I really want to see how it works.
Now, and if I understand correctly, because I was looking at their website, so, like, each adventure that you get each month can be a standalone thing, but there is, like, an overarching storyline that kind of ties them all together. Is that?
Yes, that is correct. They're all episodic, so to speak, I guess.
Okay.
So, yeah, you can run this as a one-shot, or every month you'll get a new box, and it is, I guess, continual at least to some degree, so it all does tie together.
Cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I would
like that.
be very interested to
Work
to
with
see.
them.
To work with them and to see, like, because I know that, like, according to what I read, like, when you start your subscription, they send you, no matter when you started, they send you the first box in the series.
Oh.
And then, so, like, you can start the game from the beginning, like, you're not jumping in the middle of it. So I would be very interested, because I know that is the first box that they send. I'm really curious to see what the second one looks like, because I haven't seen any videos on that.
No, I haven't either. But like I say, just seeing the Reaper bones, because like I say, I'm a big fan of those things. Yeah. When I first saw that, because some of the other ones, they had some pewter ones that weren't bad. It's just, I love the Reaper bones. They're just so easy to work with, and they're inexpensive too. So not to pitch them, but like I say, I like their stuff.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, that's super neat.
So if you're watching this and you're interested in that is Dungeon in a Box. I believe their website is just dungeoninabox.com.
Correct.
If you do subscribe to them, let them know in an email that they were recommended by the Forever DM No More channel, or the Friendly Dungeon Master channel, the Forever DM No More stream.
It'll definitely help us maybe be able to work out something with them.
Yeah.
And maybe be able to show some more of it on the stream, or send some of it to you guys.
Exactly.
Yes.
All right.
So,
all right, we're going to go back to the regular overlay now.
All right.
Yay, it worked. Look at that. I'm so good at this. I'm not.
Awesome.
Every week it's like I've forgotten most of what I know how to do on OBS, and I have to just relearn it.
Listen, you should be proud that I learned how to do it in one day.
I don't know if that makes me proud or like
you
really,
should be proud.
Really ashamed of myself.
You should be proud because I had to host the stream.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Yes. And it was very much appreciated.
And it ended up being okay.
One of these days I'm going to try my hand at it. I promise.
Yep.
It's good to have as many of us know how to do it as possible.
That
just
is
in
definitely
case.
True.
All
right.
But yeah. Next thing on my itinerary that we got going on here is a compare and contrast session with some of the characters between what we've done so far, the two campaigns. Now, obviously, Hobart, this is, your first campaign being a player.
Mm-hmm.
So my suggestion to you is to think of like a, an NPC that you've often revisited.
Mm-hmm.
And do something like that. Just a character that you can kind of do like a compare and contrast thing with your current character.
Okay.
And I just think it'd be a cool, different way to kind of talk about our characters currently. And if we find ourselves quickly blowing through this, I have another topic we can talk about as well.
All right.
So, what do we want to establish to be our turn order for who speaks? We could all roll for it.
I didn't bring my dice. Holy crap.
Oh, never mind. We're not rolling.
We can let's go clockwise.
I don't know what clockwise is. I don't know what my own overlay looks like.
So it would be JJ, and then you, and then me.
Okay, awesome. Let's do that.
So we're comparing and contrasting our two characters from the guess the previous campaign and the current one.
Yes.
Do we want to do it where we cycle through and we do all compare and then we cycle through again and do contrast, or do we just want to do?
How are they like? How are they different?
All right, perfect. So introduce your characters first, obviously, and go ahead.
Well, my first character in the campaign that Hobart was running was Stitch, a Tabaxi rogue swashbuckler. And the current one I'm running is a life domain cleric Loxodon. Jeez, I almost forgot what it was. There really is no comparison between a rogue and a cleric. I mean, they're both opposite ends of the spectrum. So I don't think there's any similarities between the two as of yet. That remains to be seen, though.
I would have to disagree, honestly.
Yeah, what about personality?
I think they're both very impulsive.
I guess maybe that's just me. I've been typecasted.
You typecast yourself.
I did, and it was unintentional. I think the cleric that I'm playing is a little more. He might be, I guess, throw caution to the wind, but I think from a more militant aspect, Stitch was just, off the walls like you would, I guess, envision a cat person to be, kind of a BB in a blender, so to speak.
Okay. All right.
Move your face out because it's hidden by the table. There we go.
So.
Now we're good.
I got Pacifica and Fee. Okay. So, first campaign that Hobart did that like brought us all together, I played a half-elf druid of the coast named Pacifica. And her canine companion Bjorn, can't forget him. Got to name plug the dog. He was more popular than Pacifica sometimes. Everyone wanted the dog to be okay. It's fine. But in the current campaign, I play Fiametta Flint. I forget her middle name, but it's whatever. She has a middle name. I'm pretty sure it starts with a V. I don't know. I don't remember. Or Fee, as we refer to her, because she's very informal, despite being a noble. Oh boy, comparing the two of them is very difficult. Because, Pacifica was more soft-spoken and a lot more reserved. And Fee is, like, in your face. Fire Genasi really suits her. But I guess if they're similar in any, okay, they're both pretty. That's one similarity. They both have long hair.
Both their name starts with consonants.
Okay, we're really stretching.
I would venture to say that both of them are haunted by an event in their past.
All right, that's true.
Perhaps
that's very true.
In different ways.
Yeah,
definitely. But both of them have something that they're maybe a little bit running from.
You see, that's very interesting to put it that way, because I don't know if I would say Fee isn't mature enough to actually like be on the run from anything, because in the one shot that we did where you guys found out that like she was cheating on her current boyfriend with a servant when the entire guild was wiped out and she was off hooking up with a servant somewhere. She doesn't even feel remorse necessarily about that. And she has her excuses.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of the situations that Fee puts herself in, is because she put herself in them. However, I do agree that they've had their share of, Pacifica and her. They've had their share of shit, whether they put themselves through it or not.
Right.
One thing I don't think we ever established, how old is Fee?
That's a good question. How old did I make her? You know what? Go check D&D Beyond. I bet you I put it on there. Let's see. I know she's in her 20s, because I think she's actually older than Pacifica. Pacifica's relatively young. And Pacifica was only like 22. Fee. Let's see. Hopefully it says in here something about her age.
Well, if not, you can just make it up now.
I'll forget. I'm checking first.
Nice of the tabletop exclusive.
I'm just going to type it in now as I say it, okay? So, I'm going to say Fee. Based off of what she looks like and how she acts, I'm just going to give her a staple of 25 because I do know that she has older siblings. And she is, friends with one of Amber's characters, and I don't remember that character being older than in her 20s.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to give the staple of 25 because that's a good solid age, and most people are still fucking around at 25 anyway. So there we go. Most people start having their first midlife crisis at 25. So, but yeah. Hobart?
Yeah. So again, Sturgis is my very first PC, but an NPC that I love very much that I created is a dragonborn wizard named Elena Raced. She is an elderly dragonborn woman who takes shit from no one. She was, in my world, the fourth Keeper of the Flame, which is a very high-ranking member of the Protectors of the magical army that protects the capital city. And she stepped down to move to the countryside with her husband, who then passed a few years later. And then Sturgis is a Goliath bard who is absolutely fabulous and obsessed with being clean. Is not necessarily cocky, but a very confident individual, or at least presents himself that way. And I think the way the two of them are similar is neither of them necessarily see their magical abilities as like a first resort necessarily. When and we can do a little bit of backstory here. When Sturgis was in his gladiator pit fighting days, he had to learn how to be smart. He didn't know that he could do magic for a long time. And so he had to learn how to use his brain because he wasn't the biggest.
Wits about you.
Yeah, he wasn't the biggest. He wasn't the strongest. He was close, but there was always somebody a little bit bigger. He was very young. So he had to kind of learn to think on his feet. And Elena, to rise through the ranks of the Flame Keepers and to survive in the city of Talim and the political hierarchy, very much the same. You had to learn how to think first and use your magical abilities to enhance whatever you're doing rather than as a battering ram to push through any problem that you might have. So in that way, the two of them are very similar. Let's see. They both love music. One's a bard, but I think Elena would like Sturgis's music. A bit bawdy, a bit bass, and she would dig that sort of thing.
Aww.
No time for propriety, Elena. And Sturgis is very much the same. He is very impatient with pomp and circumstance, even though he looks the part. That sort of thing drives him crazy. So, yeah. They're actually more alike now that I think of it than I intended them to be.
Yours are the most alike, I feel.
Yeah.
The ones I've talked about so far. All right, are we ready for contrasts? I feel like this is going to be a big one.
Yeah.
This is a tough one.
Would Snuffy ever cut off the pinky of a person he was interrogating?
By nature of being a cleric, no. But I think one of the things, I don't know if anybody realizes, but I'm not playing a full-sized Loxodon. I'm playing a dwarven-sized Loxodon. I don't know if the viewers
I wondered about that.
Yeah.
Like I meant to go look that up later because I was like, is that a thing? Like what? And
no,
I forgot.
That's Chris's canon. That was my way to get Chris to agree to let me play a Loxodon.
I love it. I love it.
I had to play a miniature Loxodon, so
tiny little elephant dude.
tiny little elephant guy.
That's
so I guess
so
what they call it, pygmy elephants. I don't know, but anyhow, that's how I taught Chris to let me play a Loxodon. But yeah, I guess there's obvious contrast between a rogue and a cleric. What did you say their similarities were? That they were both impulsive?
Yeah.
I guess that's kind of true. But on opposite ends of the spectrum, like Snuffy would never cut a pinky off, and he would never defile a tiefling woman with it.
Specifically, I was just thinking of like the opposition to being told you can't do something, because like in our very first game, the first thing, like once the cutscene was over and we were given control of our characters, the first thing Snuffy did was kick open the door of the kitchen.
Because even before we went live, Chris was like, it was just prequel to the whole thing. Yep. Stay out of the fucking kitchen. And I was like, nah.
I'm going in that kitchen.
Nah, I got to go in the fucking kitchen. I guess curiosity, well, it's odd. I would say curiosity killed the cat, but I'm playing a Loxodon. But I had to know what was in the kitchen. It was just one of those things.
So far, curiosity has not killed Stitch.
Not yet. He's managed to stay alive this long. Hopefully we'll revisit him again.
Oh, yeah. We'll see. Oh boy. Where do I start with contrast for Fee and Pacifica?
Wherever you want.
First off, Pacifica is the favorite child. Fee is that child that, oh boy, she would be that kid that gets in all the timeouts, is very bad, has a foul mouth, bad child, gets grounded all the time. Oh boy, Pacifica, she's very... My favorite thing is, with Pacifica, is how, gosh, what's the name of... I completely drew a blank. Okay, but I like how, ladylike she is. I feel like, I had talked about this before, there's a stereotype with female characters, how to play a strong female character, or how to write a strong female character. And I've never agreed with that. There was an awesome quote at one point that was, going around on Tumblr, like way back in the day, that like said stuff like, write women who cry, write women who, want a husband, write women who want to settle down, and then went in to continue to say, write women who kick ass, write women who, a whole list. And it didn't spell out, this is how you should write a strong woman. And, I felt very strongly with Pacifica that I wanted to keep her ladylike. I wanted to keep her like, it was almost hard to believe that she was out there in the field.
Right.
Whereas Fee, on the other hand, she has had her share of shit. And unlike Pacifica, she actually put herself in almost every bit of it. Whereas
Agreed.
Pacifica, oh yeah, there's a lot that happened to Fee that she put herself into, and she's always been like that.
Fee's like a D&D version of Ellen Ripley.
But I feel like that's probably their biggest contrast, is that almost everything that's happened to Pacifica wasn't her fault. Like her parents dying when she was a baby. Yeah. She had nothing. She couldn't have done anything about that. Yeah. She was a baby, like bouncing baby brat in a little bundle and everything. Like, and she couldn't have done anything about what was done to her as a teenager. She couldn't have controlled the way that she mentally reacted to it. Mm-hmm. And then she ended up getting accused of, tainting the waters, and gets, thrown out and punished. And, she didn't do that, but it happened, and she got punished for it. And it's just, she's very just different from Fee. And Fee, on the other hand, just, oh boy. I did publicly say on Twitter that I already have Fee's backup character, because of the way things are going, I am
that drawing
very
is adorable, by the way.
Of Euricity?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I'm
drawing
very proud.
It's so fucking adorable.
She's a drow. She's so cute. She's
Really
a
cute.
Warhammer Eldritch Knight. I don't know. It might be because I like my first D&D character was a fighter, and to be able to revisit the fighter class and do it well for once would be nice. Maybe that's why I want to do it so bad. But
Chris is antagonizing us.
Yeah.
What is he doing?
Does. He says Fiametta is a hot ass mess. he is not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, she is, but she's gotten herself into a lot of trouble. And then there's the whole issue about, we know that we got a little bit of backstory where, we know that she's been pregnant before. And then it's very interesting because in this, one of the I think it was the most recent session, she was actually pretty good with that kid, Vale.
Yeah. How does she feel about that? I'm curious now.
Okay, do you want me to get into this? Have it be a KotT exclusive?
Yeah. Bring it on. Bring it on.
Okay, so Fee, one of her biggest issues is actually her sexuality. Because she realized at a young age that she liked girls, and exclusively liked girls, she panicked and shut that out because she only has older brothers. So she grew up in an environment where it was very like, here's the men, and then your only example is your mother. And your mother is a very put together, noble woman. And you just knew you didn't want to be her. So, she ends up with feelings for another monk. Never acts on them with this other monk. Never really talks about it, never expresses it. And the thing with kids is it's like, to her, she turned children in her mind as like a proof. What is happening?
Chris.
We know that she already hooked up with that female druid. What was her name? It was something cute. It started with a D. So she already hooked up with her, with the brunette druid. It's fine if I don't remember the name because Fee doesn't. She's one of those people. But she ended up equating children to a successful heterosexual relationship.
That is interesting.
Yes, so it very much turned her off to it. So she kind of was lying when she told you guys, when she told Gunther specifically, that she had been in love with the guy that she was going to have that child with. Yeah. That was not the case. She was cheating on him with a servant when he got murdered. She didn't even cry. She took his money and then left.
He's stone cold.
But and it really comes from she didn't love him. He was just a partner.
Yeah.
And it kind of suffocated how she really felt. And the reason that she likes tieflings goes back to her sexuality. Because the first girl that she had feelings for, female tiefling.
I like a good tiefling.
So
we know.
I want to play a tiefling so bad. I have so many tieflings. I want to play them so bad. Gotta play Pleasure. Pleasure and Desira can.
Yeah, we'll get along very well.
Pleasure is so cute. She's like she's a tiny pink tiefling with big fluffy white hair.
A little pink tiefling?
Yes, little. My name is Pleasure, and I am an assassin. That's the voice I do for her.
I like it.
All right, Hobart, your turn.
All right, so contrasting. Well, the most obvious contrast is that Elena is an elderly dragonborn lady, and Sturgis is a young, strapping Goliath man. Elena for as much as she kind of has disdain for the bureaucracy and red tape of the city that she knows, she still feels an obligation to it, to uphold the laws and traditions of that city. She may frown upon a lot of it and kind of snub her nose at it, but in the end, she'll still do it. Whereas Sturgis openly flouts tradition, and if you tell him that something should be done a certain way because that's the way it's always been done, nope.
Yeah.
Not gonna like it. Not gonna go with that. That's not a good enough reason, especially if there's a better way. Sturgis has a history of foregoing cultural and social taboos, and that has led to quite a few scrapes that he's gotten himself into over the years. A few noblemen have crossed paths with him. Some of them enjoyed crossing paths, some of them did not. And yeah, so that is a significant way that the two of them are dissimilar. And Elena came from a wealthier background, loving family, good environment, and was kind of bred from an early age to be kind of a proper defender of the city. Whereas Sturgis was... I gotta look away from the chat. It's killing me. Sorry. So Sturgis was not. He's a Goliath, and his herd or his tribe, whichever word Chris wants to use for the campaign, basically he was the runt of the litter, and was seen as weak and a liability. So he was sold to the fighting pits because Goliaths are a rare species in this world, and they knew that they could get top dollar for a Goliath gladiator. I gotta look now. Yep, that's killing me.
What is this, Chris?
Oh that's
Chris,
so funny.
Stop!
No, keep going. It's hilarious.
Why would you tell him to keep going?
Because it's funny.
Oh my god, it's gonna be funny until he does a Hobart version of the Loki and horses thing.
I thought that was hilarious.
We're
not going to get into that here. We're not going to get into that here. Anyway.
Yeah.
So yeah, Sturgis did not have a family, really, growing up. He had the other gladiators who kind of came and went as they died or got too old to fight or were sold off.
Like bullfighting.
Yeah, it was very much that type of thing. And the only reason that he was really kept was because he was an oddity.
Yep.
And it was during those fights that he learned how to channel his magic, and kind of learned that yelling at people sometimes made them hurt. And yeah, there's more to that story, but that is the second significant way in which Elena and Sturgis are very different.
All right. It makes me happy and sad to revisit old characters because we all know how much I love Pacifica. Pacifica's beautiful, guys, in case you haven't seen her. Let me see. We have time. What was the other topic I said we could talk about? I should have written it down. See, this is how awful my short-term memory is. I can't remember. What is that?
Shit.
Why are you being mean to me? This is going public now. I want everyone to know that Chris always bullies me. Always. Always. This is public now. Okay. God. I don't remember.
Also, let me go back to the chat.
I remember now. So I want to talk about, if our characters die in the current campaign, because I have a hard time believing some of these characters are going to make it to level 10.
Yeah.
If our characters die, I want to talk about what you think you would make as a fallback character.
Okay.
Ooh, I got to bring up D&D Beyond. I got a slew of characters.
You better hurry up because you're first.
Oh, snap.
You are.
Oh, give me 1 second. I'm not really into playing spell slingers, but I've always wanted to do it because the concept of spell slots, it seems like such a simple thing, but it befuddles me every freaking time.
I feel that. Spell slots was the hardest thing for me to comprehend. It just felt so extra.
Oh, that's such a good question. Oh, Lord, I don't know.
Take a moment. Take a moment. We'll just laugh at Chris.
I think I would actually... I would play a Kenku Warlock.
A Kenku Warlock?
Now,
yeah.
I have to ask, would you play it as a Kenku is, quote-unquote, supposed to be played, like the canon Kenku, where you cannot speak original sentences, you just mimic? Or would you, be a Kenku who could talk, and, that's a gift granted to you or something?
I think it would be cool to try and role-play the mimicry. That would be kind of interesting, actually.
Oh my goodness. Daredevil over here.
I don't know how I would do it. But I do like the unusual races. That's why I wanted to play the Loxodon this campaign, because I don't think I've ever seen anybody play a Loxodon before. But I know people have played Kenkus before, but it's just one of those races that kind of intrigued me. Same thing with the Tabaxi, the non-classic D&D races that they have out there. So,
right.
And playing a Warlock, I think, would be kind of fun.
I agree.
Okay. Okay, so obviously I have my backup because I'm very convinced Fee's gonna die. But I mean, since I'm so convinced she's gonna die, if and when she does die, hopefully it's not as much of a shock to me, because I'm mentally prepared for it. Because a monk trying to play the role of a tank is very interesting. But my backup character, which I have, and there is cute art of her on Twitter. And if you haven't seen it, you should go see it. My Twitter is @Sansa Starkkin. Hopefully the like button doesn't die.
It's right below us.
Yeah, but in case people are too lazy to scroll, because I know people like that. Even though you could copy and paste from down there. That's pretty easy. But she is a Eldritch Knight Warhammer fighter drow named Eurycity Seatac. She is very cute. But, I was planning on playing her as a very sassy character. If and when I get to use her, she's going to be very sassy. But it's okay because she has a Warhammer, and let me tell you, when I played a Warhammer fighter, I was fucking ruining shit. I love Warhammer fighter because it's a massive hammer and you just it's fucking whack-a-mole. But yeah, and I want to play a really sassy, seductive type. I feel like Fiametta has a streak of butch in her, the butch stereotype. That doesn't make her very seductive, but I mean this character is gonna be the true femme fatale, straight up sassy, has a problem with everyone and everything. That's always so much fun to roleplay. So much fun to roleplay. And it's always so nice if she ends up with, like, a friend or something. And it's like, why is she nice to you? But yeah, that's what I want to do. And I actually kind of hope it happens. I'm sorry, Fee.
I mean, you could just leave. Like, you could just have Fee, like, just exit.
No.
And she's like, no, I'm done with you nerds. Bounce.
No. That's cheating.
That would be very Fee-like.
Cheating?
That's cheating.
Oh, no. See, I encourage that kind of stuff in my games. Like, if you want to play a different character, like, let me know. We will either kill them off or find a good way to send them off into the sunset.
Don't tempt me.
So Hannah, I gotta ask the question.
Go ahead.
If Fee does die, do you think it'll be because you seem to be like the constantly jumping into battle like head first? Mm-hmm. Or do you think would it be some random act of Chris that will murder you?
Can I tell you something?
All right.
I hate that I have to play Fee like the tank. But because I have a strategist
hold on,
streak...
Guys. Hold on, I will be right back. Sorry, there's something going on in my household that's amazing, and I will tell you about it when I come back.
All right. Go. But I do not like the pressure I feel to play Fee as like a tank character. But because of the strategist in me, I'm like, well, you're fucking fooling yourself if you think we don't need someone to go up there and punch shit.
No, you always need someone to go up there and punch shit.
And that's where it comes in with our, the thing with our other member. We need, if you guys want to join Forever DM No More, please join. Just DM one of us on Twitter. We are recruiting right now. You could be playing as soon as this Sunday. And honestly, at this point, I'm going to say off the record, if you're a player, if you have played recently but have been a DM before, maybe we'll bend the rules. Because we need some players.
Now I gotta know what happened.
All right, so my wife and I live with one of my best friends. We were a 3-person household, and he had decided to dress up as Bob Ross for Halloween.
Oh my goodness!
Oh, nice.
And he just debuted the costume, like out of the corner.
Bring him on.
Nah, I don't think he will. I don't think he would.
Damn it.
Yeah. Maybe if we weren't actually on stream, he might let me take a picture and show you guys though.
Oh, okay.
But it looks amazing. He's
the wig and everything.
Yes, people want to see you.
Come on, I grew up.
Yes. All right.
Is he doing it?
Yeah. Hold on. All right, I'm gonna make this full screen again because it's amazing.
I'm ready.
All right, so I gotta take it off of JJ.
Oh, please do.
Okay, here we go. So just me. Unlock. Set. No. Alright. Okay. Come on in, Bob Ross.
Oh my gosh, I'm ready to see the infamous. Hello, Bob!
Yes!
Yes! Hello, Bob.
Oh, it's so
yes.
good. It's so good.
I appreciate Bob.
Yes, in this house. We love and appreciate Bob Ross.
I gotta watch the joint painting now.
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh my goodness. But yeah.
Oh, yeah. That was great.
Thank him for that, by the way.
Oh,
yes,
I will.
That was awesome. Jeremy, I feel like I didn't fully answer your question, though. I hope that she dies in combat. I don't want her to be... traps get set off and she dies. I would like her to die in combat.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. If he goes out, I think it's going to be... I don't want to use the words you're... But I don't think Chris will have anything to do with it, per se. Granted, he's a DM. He always has stuff to do with it, but...
What happened?
Oh, yeah.
I'm not gonna try to get her killed on purpose. Don't take. Like, if I were gonna do that, I would just do it said and say, "Hey, I want to try a different character for now." You know, I'm not gonna try to get her killed on purpose.
Yeah, and I've almost thought about that too. I don't do well playing paladins, or no, I'm sorry, clerics. Excuse me. I'm not.
Yeah. And you know, and like the funny thing is that these characters were originally one-shot characters. I hadn't planned on committing to Fee.
You could have chosen a different character.
I know I could have, but like
I felt compelled. Yeah, not compelled.
Yeah, that's exactly how
the power of Chris compels you. Is that what you're saying?
Because like we had done the one-shot, right? And it was all these characters, and the storyline was, you know, they had known each other from being part of the guild, so you almost feel compelled to use the character now that it's becoming a campaign. So I guess that's just how it is, and that's why I'm kind of more like, that's why I said it almost feels like cheating to like just say, okay, I'm gonna try a different character. But,
I wouldn't see it as cheating. I don't think Chris would either.
No, I doubt he would. I doubt he would care.
Well, I mean, judging from the chat, like the ideas that you guys were posting, like he's all about.
I think he's already planned Fee's demise, so
I think so.
There's that,
perhaps.
He's already planning
my
Fee's demise,
backup character. So once again, I'm plugging the Venture Maidens. They had a guest on, and I cannot remember his name right now, but he played a Furball cleric who I think he was might have been a druid, actually. I don't remember. Doesn't matter. Really doesn't matter. Point is that this Furball was flavored as he had once been a horse.
What?
And had been transformed by a Feywild type environment to a Furball. And he talked like this, and he was very, very kind and compassionate, and his name was Randy. It used to be Brandy, which was short for Brandy, but now it's Randy.
Oh my god.
And it's very nice to meet you.
Oh my god.
I lost it. I could not stop laughing. And so I was thinking, like, if I were to do a take on that, what kind of voice would I use? And immediately the one that came to my mind for me is Patrick Warburton. You know,
oh my god.
I used to be a cow, and now I'm no longer a cow.
Can we just get like a second campaign going so we can use our background character?
I haven't figured out what class he would be, though.
Every time I hear that voice, I think of Kronk from The Emperor's New Groove.
No, exactly. Like a Furball Kronk.
Yes!
Yeah.
Please! I want
spinach puffs.
That. I want that. That makes me like, oh my god.
What class would he be, though? Would he be a fighter? Would he be a monk? Would he be... Yeah, I don't think he would be a spellslinger. Unless it was like either a sorcerer or... It definitely wouldn't be a wizard because he wouldn't be smart enough.
What if he was the worst rogue ever?
Yes, a rogue with like an 8 in dexterity. Yeah. Oh, don't worry, guys. Don't worry, guys. I could sneak in here.
A non-stealthy
and like I would totally do the sneaking where, you know, in the movie where Kronk is doing his own theme music.
Yeah, where he's like,
I would totally, I would do that.
That would be awesome. That would be epic.
Chris would kill that character immediately.
No!
I think he'd let it go, to be honest with you. I think
no! I think he'd keep the character just to have something to make fun of. Chris likes to have stuff to make fun of.
That is true. Oh, he would be so dumb. That would be amazing.
I love that. I love
so much fun, though.
That is my favorite fucking thing ever now. Oh my goodness. Alright. What's the next segment?
We could totally get Dakota to play like the Emperor character, where he used to be a llama.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Or he used to be a person, now he is a llama.
Oh my god!
It's like a tabaxi, but we'll reskin it a little.
All right.
Llama face.
So, next segment.
Yeah.
If we're being serious.
We're not. At all, ever.
I think
next
that's a part of this
segment.
thing.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm sad we don't have, like, everyone here. Then they would see the shit that we do. But it's fine. The next segment actually is talking about, like, just, not really talking about, more like just shooting the shit about different possible ideas to do for the stream. And it would be great if our viewers could chime in with, like, anything they'd like to see us do. I'm going to tell you right now, we already have the goal to stream more days.
Yes.
Like, we already have that goal. So if you're going to type that, I'm going to save you from having to type it. That's already a goal. And to reach that goal, we need more members.
Yeah, that is true.
So if you're interested and have a webcam and a mic.
A decent webcam and a mic, as we have discussed.
Please DM us or email us. Yeah. I think we're kind of desperate for people. So, like, even if you've been a player more recently than you've been a DM, we're looking for people. If you know anybody who's like,
if you know somebody,
please, or at the very least, retweet our recruitment post. I believe you can find it on any of our Twitters right now. So at the very least, please retweet that.
Yep.
But yeah, we're gonna talk about some stuff we'd like to do on the channel. So, do we want to do it kind of in order and just kind of spitball any ideas that we've had?
Sure.
Okay. JJ, have you had any interesting ideas while we let viewers kind of get stuff up?
If we're talking about bringing more content to the channel, I've mentioned to you guys before that I've always been interested. I haven't played it yet, and I haven't ran it yet either, but I've been doing my research on it. I went and bought the book, but I wouldn't mind running this eventually. If anybody's ever played Monsters of the Week, I wouldn't mind being, I forget what they call it, the keeper, I think is the word they use for a dungeon master in this particular module. But if you're a fan of, like, Supernatural and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, it's along those lines. So I've always been interested in seeing how that goes out. So I wouldn't mind running that. And I think for those of you who watched us on Sunday, we did a microscope game, and that was actually really interesting. So, I mean, we're all here for Dungeons and Dragons, but I think it'd be interesting to kind of, delve into other things as well and see how that stuff goes.
I agree, because that's why I'm pushing for doing a series of Teach Me That Tabletop, because, like I was saying in the chat, I would love to, like, collectively, I don't know if you guys have played it before, but I really want to play Vampires the Masquerade tabletop.
Yes.
Like,
I haven't played it, but I want to.
Like, I've played the computer game, but I want to play the tabletop so bad.
Anything vampire related, you have my vote.
Yeah, I feel like that'd be cool to just because I want to do Monsters of the Week would have a place on the Teach Me That Tabletop, since I'll be new and be trying to learn it. And eventually Vampire the Masquerade would work on there as well. So if we just pick a day, we already have another series. We just got to find a day. And that's people. Always... Yeah, and people. That's always the hardest part.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
People is schedules. That's...
Yeah.
It's a bear.
But yeah, let me see. So originally, KotT, which is what we're doing right now, was like my baby that I was pushing for on the channel. And then obviously it's happening.
Yeah.
So like my first baby has been accomplished. And we've discussed trying to get multiple campaigns going a week with different DMs. I'm still interested in that, and like we've obviously talked about it, and it's our biggest issue with our current group is scheduling. scheduling and, of course, communication, you're going to find that anywhere and everywhere.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would like to get something going, even if it's, even if it's someone running a module, because like I said, I've been dying to play Waterdeep. I want to play.
I'm actually running that right now, and I would love to run that for you guys. Set that up. That'd be awesome.
I want to play Waterdeep so bad.
Especially with Mad Mage coming out. I think this is the first time that Wizards of the Coast came out with high-level campaigns, at least written stuff. So I am super excited for Mad Mage.
Yeah. I think it'd be awesome to get, I think it'd be cool to have a homebrew going and a module going, even if we don't get, like, any new teammates for now. Just to get more stream days going, I think would be in our best interest, which, most of us have discussed and agreed that is a goal.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I'd like to get, I'd like to do something where we, like, incorporate having, like, guest stars or guest players eventually.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be cool. Get some connections and stuff. But yeah.
Agreed.
Hobart, is there anything you have been thinking of for, like, a series or anything?
Well, I mean, all of that is stuff that I've been thinking about and trying to. Well, I mean, my first priority right now is getting everything squared away with this campaign. Our viewers may have noticed that we've had a little bit of issues with attendance and like scheduling with some of our regular cast members, and so trying to get all that figured out and situated. We are very grateful for Dakota coming in and helping us out in that regard. He has been a very valuable addition to the team.
Love Dakota.
So, yeah, big shout out. And it's just an example of, like, how quickly, like, once you join this group, and I will toot our horn. I think that we're very welcoming, we're very inviting, and we do our best to make sure that everyone feels included and heard as soon as you join. So, like, if you're nervous about playing on a stream, like, just give it a shot. Come in, say hi, send us a message, and if you think that we're a good fit for you, and vice versa, then give it a try. If you hate it, then you never have to do it again.
And I can attest to that personally, actually, because I'm usually very, like, I usually avoid being in situations where I'm the only woman, due to my past and comfortability and things like that. And I was very nervous about that, and, like, I had told my friends that I was really nervous initially, but, like, it ended up working out way better than I thought it would. And I am happy that I'm here.
We're glad to have you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Our den mother.
Yeah.
She keeps us in line. Kind of.
Yeah.
Kind of.
No, really?
No one can keep Chris in line.
Well,
yeah,
there's that.
Chris is the team hoe. He's just a little hoe.
He's our rebel teenager.
Yeah, he really is. He's
anyway,
the one that I threatened to put out of the house.
That is true.
Yeah.
But as far as anything else I'd like to see on the stream, I would definitely, and I'm going to keep plugging this until she eventually just stabs me in the neck, I will keep plugging for my wife to run a Call of Cthulhu game on this channel, because I think it would be fantastic, and I think she would do a really good job at it. And we need more email GMs, DMs, whatever acronym you use. We need more of them.
This is why I'm looking. This is why I'm looking at you, Amber. You DM
no pressure.
at home.
No pressure. A little pressure.
No, we would love to have Amber. We've talked about it.
Join us.
And webcams can be intimidating, but
they can.
Here's us publicly saying that, like, as a group, if you ever wanted to be on for more than the one shot coming up on November 18th, we have all collectively said that we would love to have you on.
Yep. That's
Yes.
2 thumbs.
Yeah.
So other than the Call of Cthulhu game, I also have been really jonesing to try out Vampire. I think it would be a ton of fun, and it would fulfill that kind of macabre, morbid,
I want to play so bad.
dark comedy.
Gothic horror is my favorite thing ever.
But I would want it to also be kind of entertaining and funny.
Oh, I think
that's my jam.
Yeah. It's, well, you're a fucking vampire.
Yeah. Have some fun with it. But
I haven't met a lot of people who actually play that game.
I haven't either.
Maybe that's going to be a struggle. One of us is going to have to really learn it.
So there's that, and I know that we have been in talks amongst ourselves about the possibility of getting a Starfinder campaign going. Not sure if that's actually, going to be happening or not. We need to kind of put a little more
communication, folks.
Yeah, that we need to communicate more about that. Trying to think of anything else. Like, obviously, I love being a player, but I am, like, my home game has hit a few snags as far as scheduling goes. Like, we're starting to get back into the swing of things, but whenever that happens, like, I just get that itch. Like, I gotta DM, I gotta run a game. So I love being a player, but I will say that I do enjoy DMing more.
You enjoy DMing more?
I do, yeah, I do.
Oh, wow.
I know. But I think
I'm the same way, though.
I think a lot of it is because, like, as a player, you have to pay attention to so many things. Like, everything that everyone else is saying, you have to absorb and remember and react to it. Whereas if you're the DM, players can talk amongst themselves. You should still listen. But if they ask a question about something that happened, somewhere else, as a player, you would have to be like, oh, did I put that in my notes? As a DM, you just make it up and write it down as you make it up. And it's fine. Nobody knows. Like, yeah, of course I had that NPC planned ahead. Yeah. Of course I did. I'm just good. I don't know. It's just a whole different mindset. And the DM mindset is one where I'm more comfortable. I really enjoy playing, and especially, like, with Chris as the DM, he's doing a phenomenal job.
Yeah, he is.
But out of I get that itch. Outlet. So I wouldn't mind starting up another game where I could DM again.
Let's get something else going on the channel then.
Well, the problem is scheduling.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Is I work a fair amount, and I am a husband, and I have a home game. Yeah, I know. My wife is yelling at me from the bed. Like, you have a game. Yes, I am aware. Yeah. A lot of things I would like to see happen on the channel.
Yep. All right. So, does anyone have any? What kind of fucking emoji is that, Amber?
I was trying to figure that out too.
Is that
it's an Amber, isn't it?
Is that? Yeah, Jade Bubbles IRL is Amber. Is that the painting your nails one?
I can't tell.
I can't tell.
She's laughing at us.
I know she is. That or she's just typing LMAO and is actually laughing.
Yeah. Yes.
And then Regal Stars is my friend Jess. So, hello.
Hello.
Wow. Loaf, you guys. Thanks for always supporting.
Yeah, you guys are always here. Thank you.
Always.
and use Cruz.
Yes,
also.
Thanks for always freaking supporting. Okay, let me see. Last segment for the last couple minutes is questions. So, I know I told some people to make sure they show up with some questions. So that way I don't have to dig out a list. So this is your time to throw some questions at us. So throw some questions. if I don't get a question in 1 minute, I'm going to get out the list.
Well, while we're waiting on that, Hannah, what are you painting?
Oh,
I was going to ask the same thing. It's been killing me this whole time.
No,
We've just seen like brief little glimpses of it. It looked like a phone case at first, and then I didn't know.
No, I'm painting the dice tower I got.
Oh, that's
okay.
right. That's right.
Yeah,
Now,
because
where did you get that dice tower from?
Amazon.
Okay.
Yeah. I had worked on this earlier. This is my dice rolling tray.
Yeah.
Really thick. I repainted it. Jess and Amber are very familiar with that. And then let me see what company I got this dice roller from, because I'm sure that's what you meant when you asked where did I get it.
No. No, I was just curious. Like, I didn't know if it was one of the people I see on Twitter that are posting like dice towers and dice trays and stuff. So,
This keeps saying my password's incorrect, which is not good.
That's fine. It's fine.
It's not good because my banking information is.
Okay, yeah, that might not be fine.
Why is this kind of shit so stupid?
Oh, here we go. All right. So, for everyone, what is your favorite genre to make/build characters in? High fantasy, sci-fi, post-apocalyptic, etc., etc.
Okay, same order.
Question.
And then we'll do the one that Use Chris posted next.
Same order? We're going...
Yep.
Favorite genre.
Mine would have to be a mix of fantasy and gothic horror. As I've made clear to everybody here, I'm a huge fan of Curse of Strahd, and I love the whole... I think Hobart hit the nail on the head, having something that, oh my God, I could instantly die tomorrow, but still making light of it while you're in that situation, I think is great. So I guess gothic horror with a mix of comedy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that type of setting. So, one of my favorite movies was Bram Stoker's Dracula. That type of setting. I love that stuff. So anything that had to do with gothic horror, I'm in.
Okay, I feel like this is because Amber's asking this. She should know this. She knows this about me. But I obviously love high fantasy like Dragon Age, and it's still my shit. And well, I mean, I grew up on Lord of the Rings tattoo, like whole shebang. But I also really like doing I really like the Edwardian period, early 1900s. I also really like the see, and this is the term I suddenly forgot. I can't remember it still, but I'll remember it later. But like that time period, like the time period that like everything Jane Austen does is set in, like where like, there was the whole courting principle and stuff like that, and how to do that correctly.
Is that what you're looking for?
No, it's
Google, here I come.
Yeah, I'm because this is gonna bother me so much.
I just keep thinking Puritan.
Nope.
Gregorian?
Yes. Regency. There we go.
Oh.
Yep. Regency is like the broader term. But like, I don't know. I like that. Like, I like history. I like touching on historical stuff. But yeah, really like that like high fantasy shit. And if I'm not gonna do high fantasy, then like it's got to be actual realistic medieval stuff. So yeah, I like my swords. I like swords more than I like guns, and we all know that I do not like post-apocalyptic. So.
Do we know? I didn't. Oh yeah, with Fallout. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I'm not a big fan of that.
All right.
Do not like me zombies.
Oh man, I love zombies.
Oh, it's fine. I hear a lot about loving zombies.
I like certain types of zombies. I guess I should specify.
Okay, all right. Not zombies that are in love with humans, like that one movie.
I don't know what movie you're talking about.
I think it's called iZombie or whatever.
Oh, that's a show.
No, okay, well then that's not the name. Oh, unless there's a movie that has the still.
I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Oh. My favorite genre to make/build a character in. I've had the most experience with high fantasy because I played a lot of like fantasy themed RPGs, and then with D&D. I love the setting of most sci-fi. I think it would be really cool, and I actually have a story idea bouncing around in my head for a story that kind of blends all three of these. Post-apocalyptic sci-fi and high fantasy.
Ooh.
It's essentially the humans almost annihilate themselves in nuclear war.
Of course.
And there's a team that is somehow saved. Let's say they're cryogenically frozen for, just to keep the tropes alive. And they wake up like thousands and thousands and thousands of years after this has happened, and find that the nuclear radiation irrevocably changed the landscape and the environment to where now like magic exists, and the main character in it knows or believes that magic is not real, even though he can do things with it, but he believes that it's more of like, it's definitely science-based, but something to do with like the fallout and human evolution and mutation into all these different races that we know from high fantasy books and lore. So like humans are kind of the base, and then everything mutated out of that is what is his version of history that he chooses to believe. And of course the denizens of this world believe that there are gods and creation myths and all that fun stuff. So it's just kind of a weird mix of all of that that I think would be really fun to explore. And I have, like I said, I have like a working chapter 1 type thing going on that. So that's something I'm working on. But I like it all. I feel like all of it has its merits.
Okay.
But
Dude,
when I blend them all.
That sounds
Double
badass.
dipper.
Triple dipper.
Triple dipper.
All right.
Yeah, I like that. It sounds very fun.
Well, I might post the first chapter I have written for you guys to read.
I would read it. I'd give you feedback too if you wanted it.
Yeah, always. All right, so
I won't correct your grammar.
If you have to correct my grammar, I will be very ashamed of myself. Is there any archetype of character that you each prefer playing? Not class, but archetype as in personality.
Okay. All right, I got this answer.
Like a specific archetype, like published archetypes that they have in the list, or just like
no, just like
like
almost
traits.
like a generic character skeleton type of thing.
Well,
or
like I said,
personality.
One of my most favorite characters that I've made and that I've had the pleasure of playing here was Stitch. Kind of a guy who can, is nice when he needs to be, but is not afraid to stab a motherfucker in the back and smile while he's doing it. Mm-hmm. So that type of, I guess, chaos can be extremely entertaining. But like I say, not to the point where it's like, what do they call murder hobos?
Yeah.
He knows when to tone it down and when to turn it on. So that's kind of one of my favorite type of characters. I like doing that type of stuff.
Okay. For me, I love playing the lady. Like, not necessarily the princess. I don't like the princess stereotype, but like the lady. Like, I'm talking like Elizabeth Bennet from Pride and Prejudice, or more specifically, Jane Bennet, the oldest sister. where like she was the mother's favorite, she was the oldest, she was just ladylike and peaceful and calm and had like natural beauty. And that's like my favorite character to play. I love when I get the opportunity to play that character, which is like not very often. But when I do get to play that character, especially in like a setting where it really fits, oh man, I'm like the happiest person. So yeah, that's definitely my favorite.
All right. Well, I haven't had the opportunity once again to play very many archetypes, other than as NPCs.
Which counts.
And I think, as far as NPCs go, I don't know how I would feel about doing it for a full campaign as a player. But for NPCs, my very favorite types of characters to play are the kind of sly and sneaky type of shady characters,
like the gentleman from Critical Role.
No, not even that.
Not like him.
No, because like I like characters who are like snivelly and just kind of like but like if you got into their brain, like they wouldn't see anything wrong with the things that they do. Like they're just trying to make a living.
Okay.
They're very self-justifying.
Okay.
Those are the types of characters I love, because I don't believe in characters that are evil, like just to be evil.
Okay.
I'm a firm believer in everyone has their motivation, and to them that motivation is valid. So, like for a cut purse thief, he might
I'm gonna steal from this person, but they don't need it. They don't need it. They're much richer than I am. You see these fine clothes they're wearing.
And like, just he's a shifty little bastard, but got his own code.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh, more questions?
Yeah. Okay, what emoji is that?
That's Bob Ross emoji.
I
thought so.
It's actually in there.
That's amazing. I love that so much.
It's called Pixel Bob.
Oh, that's so great. The Bob Ross emoji. Tyler, you're very popular.
We all love Bob Ross in this house.
Oh, man, face is so red. Wow. All right. So I guess this will probably be the last question because we're almost out of time. But do y'all have any character personalities you cannot picture yourselves playing, like not your cup of tea characters?
Oh boy.
Ooh, that's a good one. I couldn't picture myself playing, I think you just mentioned, Hobart, the sniveling type of character.
Oh.
I don't think I could do it. I just don't think I have it in me. And really for no particular reason. It's just, I wouldn't know how to do it. I couldn't pull it off. I've never played a sniveling character, and I've never actually DM'd a game where everybody's had the type of, I guess, out for himself type character where he's just, does what he needs to do to get himself by. I don't think I could do it.
Okay. Let me see.
If you run Waterdeep, I'll give you one.
I might take you up on that.
Okay, so this is going to be interesting. It's not an archetype, but I gotta say it, otherwise I'll be like, Hannah, you're lying to yourself.
Yeah, be true to you.
I avoid playing male characters like the plague, and that is coming from more so like my novella roleplay. Because I have tons and tons and tons and tons of characters. And I avoid making male characters because when I was, younger and doing roleplay and LARP and stuff like that, people used to ignore my like really nicely made female characters to hawk after my male characters that I was writing. And I hated it. Because I put all my passion in the female characters and then just made some asshole with a beard and tattoos, and everyone wanted to.
Hey.
Yeah, seriously.
No, I
A little
I
on
really
the nose there, Hannah.
But you know, I have a couple male characters I really like. I don't think I would ever play one on the stream because I'd probably destroy my vocal cords because I really do the go all the way down to get a voice to a deeper voice when I have to voice act for a male. But archetype in general. Oh boy, let me see. Watch me say one and then my friends. That's not accurate. I don't know. I don't like playing characters that I don't like playing characters that have is this even an archetype? I don't know, but characters that are the fixer, they come in, they don't have they've already figured out their shit and then they have to fix everyone else's shit. I do not like playing characters like that because it hits too close to home for me. Because I'm a fixer. I try to fix things for people, and it's it can get really toxic, and it's not fun to do that with a character. I try to avoid putting characters in overly stressful situations, unless it's D&D, and it's that's a collective game. We're all in this together.
Right.
But when I'm writing, that's a different story. But yeah.
I'm trying to think of a personality type that I would not, that I couldn't picture myself playing. And I guess, again, being a DM, we kind of play all different types. So I feel like it's a little easier for us to kind of inhabit those roles, except apparently for JJ and Snivelly characters. You know who it... have you seen Return of Jafar?
Yeah.
Is that an Aladdin movie? Okay, you know the little, thief guy at the very beginning, the fat thief?
Yeah.
Who goes into the cave? That guy. That's the kind of character I'm talking about.
Oh my
super
goodness.
whiny and oh, he's awful, but I love playing them. It's so much fun. They're so off-putting.
Oh my goodness.
They make me so happy. Especially
you have fun making other people uncomfortable, it sounds like.
No, not always. Not always.
With those characters.
With assumptions. I like turning assumptions on their heads.
Oh my goodness.
But, okay, so for character that I wouldn't like to play, I think, echoing Hannah, something that would probably hit a little too close to home, and I could do it, but I don't think I would enjoy it, is a massively, devout, cleric or paladin who only believes their way is the right way, and it is their job to convert or
Bible Belt
or dominate everybody they come into contact with.
Yep.
Yeah, very, very Bible Belt fundamentalist way of thinking. That is not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would probably hit a little too close to home, and like I said, I could do it because I'm very familiar with it, but I don't think I would enjoy it.
That's very interesting because I'm the same way. I'm super religion wasn't, and I did not grow up in the Bible. But religion was never a part of my childhood. I straight up just, it's not a part of who I am. However, paladins are my favorite class to play. I don't know why. It just is. I think it's because I don't focus on the religious aspect, and I focus more on the being lawful or them upholding their relationship with the law more so than being religious.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is there any more last-minute questions before we wrap this up?
Nope.
Okay,
Think that's it.
awesome.
Right
Awesome.
on time, too.
Right
Yeah.
on time. All right,
See?
ladies
Told you
and
we could do it.
gentlemen. Thank you for popping in and joining us. We should be back to our regular schedule this Sunday.
Yep.
So please make sure that you pop in and you check it out. I believe, are we doing that giveaway this week, JJ?
Yes, we are. So next stream we'll be giving away a pre-order copy of Dungeon of the Mad Mage.
Yeah.
Just to be clear, it's not an early release. You will
Right.
get it when it comes out November 20th. I don't want any miscommunication. I didn't get it on. So you'll get it, I promise, but it'll be when it releases, unfortunately, like for the rest of us. So, but we will be giving that away next week. So please spread the word. Tell your friends. Tell everybody that we will be tweet away that we will be giving a copy of the Mad Mage out next Sunday.
Yeah, we'll be giving out a pre. Is it this Sunday or next Sunday?
I'm sorry. This Sunday. This Sunday.
All right. Yep. Just to clarify for the viewers.
Yeah.
So,
This Sunday.
This upcoming Sunday.
Definitely get it out. We'll be making posts.
Yep.
Retweet. Help support us. And we appreciate and love you guys, especially our returning viewers.
He's back.
Yeah.
What?
Chris.
What is he doing?
As usual, on the live stream on Sunday, tune in, catch the word that you will need to enter into the chat. That is how you enter our contests. They are unfortunately right now limited to the U.S. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
correct.
U.S. only, unfortunately. But hopefully we'll eventually get that changed. Chris says, guys, there are more viewers than streamers. Yay!
I mean, I hope. Yeah.
All right. Also, I'm going to put this out there right now. We are currently at 58 followers.
Ooh.
If we get to 75 followers before the end of this year, we will, probably in January, we will do a drunk D&D stream.
All
that
right.
will happen.
It will.
I will make sure that happens.
Yeah.
I don't remember officially deciding this.
You don't have to be a part of it.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
I'll be here. I know Chris will be.
I will be here.
Oh, you know I'll be
I know
here.
JJ will be. So it might just be the three of us.
Oh,
But
God,
no.
We'll play D&D still.
Yeah. So
I've done plenty of
seven-
sessions with just 2 players.
17 more followers. That's all we need.
Oh my goodness.
Before the
Drunk
end of this year.
D&D.
Yeah.
Give me some wine so
D&D.
I actually get drunk.
I got to rest my liver.
All right. So that is my challenge to all of you watching: is spread the word, get your friends to follow us, and
Yep.
then tune in for some shenanigans.
Yes. Please
And as
do.
always, we will keep you guys posted on new and exciting things. Oh yes. Oh wow! I can't believe Chris was the one who brought it up, and none of us did. Extra Life. JJ,
Yes.
do we have any news on that?
No, actually, we need to probably discuss that. But we have are going to be working in conjunction with Extra Life, which is a charity. It benefits children's hospitals across the world, if I'm not mistaken. We're working on joining them. I have it set up. We haven't initiated it yet. All I got to do is just pull the trigger, so to speak, and get it applied to you. I will definitely send you the details, Holbert, on how we can go about doing that.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris, for reminding us. I'd forgotten all about that initially, but yeah. So it's definitely a good cause. I'm sure you've seen it out there. I think there's a couple D&D streamers out there that use it while they're running. So it's basically just donation based. Don't have to give much. If you give pennies, it's everything counts. So it's a good deal. So we'll get that up and running and working.
Yep.
And
we will keep you guys posted on that as well. Thank you for the reminder, Chris.
Yes, yes.
I think that's everything.
Yes, it is.
All right. As always, thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for sticking with us through this weirdness that it always is. So much fun just hanging out with these guys. Hannah, do you want to say it this week?
Yes, I do.
All right.
And remember to keep it friendly.
Yay!
Bye, guys.
Good night.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Just keep waving. Smile and wave. All right.